Hello, my friends. I want to do this video on the great lymphatic system. I have one, I think it was the second one or third one that I did, so I'm going to repeat that to some extent. And I think this is key that you understand what the lymphatic system is. There's different theories. The medical theory is one where I feel holds no water, and the massage modality kind of picked up on their theory, and I think this is a very bad theory. Doesn't hold any water. Before I do that, I wanted to comment. Just before that, I did a question and answer video, and this question is from Girl Gone Vegan, Kelly, and the question was, and I'd never heard of this drug, which was Cortef, and the way this is spelled here, it's but Cortef. Now, the way you were asking this Girl Gone Vegan, you were asking about cayenne pepper and if it's a wonderful herb and all this, and then Cortef. A friend of mine used low dosage of Cortef for you put two F's, but it's Cortef, for 3 months, and her adrenals are healed. And this was a question relating to adrenal fatigue. Well, Cortef is a hydrocortisone or a corticosteroid. And Kelly, you know better. That statement that some girl used corticosteroid for 3 months and cured her adrenals is like, that's the most insane statement I've heard somebody make. You don't regenerate adrenal glands with corticosteroids. You've heard me over and over tell you that in medical, naturopathic, and probably in homeopathic, we all have the same understanding with steroids, hormones, and neurotransmitters, and I might add digestive enzymes. You take these and you'll lose your glands. If you get the PDR on Cortef and read it, you'll find just the opposite. It causes hypoadrenal insufficiency, meaning it shuts down your adrenal glands. Well, that's what steroids do. You can't take a steroid, a hormone, or a neurotransmitter and expect your glands to do better. It's actually going to make them weaker. We've talked about this many, many times. So that question, I thought, very, very inappropriate when you made that statement, because there's no way that's even possible. Matter of fact, the indications are extreme infections at times, death from these infections, optic nerve damage, ocular cataracts. There's a whole line of symptoms. Glaucoma, damage to the optic nerve. It goes on and on and on. And of course, women who take it that are pregnant, children can have very serious hypoadrenal problems, which means high neurological problems, steroid problems, sugar metabolism problems, diabetes. There's a whole list of problems that if you read what your adrenals are and what they do for you, imagine if they didn't. And that's what you would be getting if you're taking cortisol. This idea that you have of taking some kind of pharmaceutical overcoming your problems, you should have left that a long time ago, honey. All right, I want to get back to this video on the great lymphatic system. If you do not understand your lymphatic system, you will not understand anything of what the medical doctors loosely call diseases. Medical doctors blame all a man's suffering, all the pain, all the swelling, all the tumors, all the cysts, all the fibromyalgia, all the lupus, all of these things they blame on ticks, they blame on Epstein-Barr viruses, they love to blame the pathogens or the little microbes of bacteria. They love to blame all these people. The problem with it, nothing could be further from the truth. This is the problem. They're riding a wagon down the wrong road, and that road is dark. There's no answers. There's no answers to the questions down that road, and everybody ends up getting hurt or dying going down that road. Nobody walks out of medical treatment with a robust sense of vitality and health, because that's not their gig. That's not what they do. And I thought the lack of understanding of the body's major fluid And focusing on the minor fluid, the blood, is very inappropriate for any type of health understanding, because 99% of man's suffering has nothing whatsoever to do with the blood and has everything to do with the lymphatic system. So let's go over the body's lymphatic system, because it's real easy to understand that system. The theory allopathically doesn't fit if you understand the body's lymph system and you start watching it work properly. When you get it fixed, you will start to confirm and see all these things we're going to talk about here. So if you stop and think about the human body for a minute, the human body is simply just a bunch of cells. 100 trillion cells roughly comprise the human body, head to toe. So if I'm looking at your liver, I'm just looking at a bunch of cells. If I'm looking at your heart, I'm looking at a bunch of cells. If it's a female, I'm looking at the ovaries or the uterus or the cervix. What am I looking at? A bunch of cells. If I look at a man's prostate, testicles, bunch of cells. If I look at your muscles, if I look at your bones, bunch of cells. If I look at your brain, bunch of cells. How about your skin? Bunch of cells. So the human body is comprised roughly of 100 trillion cells. So the buck stops at the cell, because everything you experience in the human body is because of cells. Whether they're producing your hormones that make things happen, your steroids that make things happen, your neurotransmitters which turn on the nervous systems, all these things make everything happen. So your endocrine glands in the human body are really the bosses. They're the best government that you ever had, because this government helps all the people by what they produce, and everybody works together. So